right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Voice by Matt podcast. My name is Matt Bertho, and I'm your host, along with my co-host,
Billy. Hi.
Hey, Billy.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Hillbilly.
And in the third seat, we have Sydnee, Sisk.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, and Mark is on the baby chair down there. Might as well get him in. And then we got Bree.
Hey.
Bougie Bree.
Bougie Bree.
Bougie
New
Bree
and
Seelig.
improved. New and improved.
Bougie Bree. And in the freshman chair, we have Aaliyah.
Hey.
The
freshman chair.
I
just made that up.
That's good.
I made that up.
That's amazing.
So, yeah. So, first of all, Bougie Bree has a new nickname. Tell him why, Bree.
Okay, so I'm kind of uncultured, and
that's not true.
It's true.
You are cultured in what way, though?
In the American home style way, and not a lot of other ways.
So, like the Oklahoma country way.
Yeah, like SpaghettiOs and ramen noodles, grilled cheese
Hot
type
dogs.
of way. Yep.
Yeah.
And so we went to state in Wichita.
What state?
KMEA All-State. We're like,
What's that?
I don't know. Like,
You don't know.
it's a convention.
Where? What?
Where all of the best people, singers in high school in the state come together and sing together.
Okay,
Mark Thompson, Ruby Woodburn, and I all went.
Sydney has something to say about
I
that.
wouldn't say all the best. I think I was
Some of the best.
Some of the best.
short.
We can say some. Okay.
They forgot a few, but we went, and Mr. Bertho in the choir program spoiled all of us princesses. Yes, Mark Thompson is a princess. And so we went to Sumo's, which is hibachi. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Hibachi.
Good job, Bree.
I know.
Bougie Bree.
I know. I'm so proud of myself. But they cook in front of you, and I didn't like the first two things that I was served, and they were like, okay, Bree, this isn't happening. And Ruby made me try every single one of the vegetables that they put on my plate, so I had to eat one, and I had to show her that I ate them. And then I liked everything else that was served to me, like the fried rice and the meat.
Yeah, so she got a little bit more culture this weekend.
Also, I made Bertho order for me every time because I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah, she did good.
I tried.
So Billy and Sydney were holding the fort while Billy,
Yes.
while Bree and Bougie Bree and Princess Mark
Princesses
and
were away.
Ruby.
We held the fort.
How'd it go?
It was eventful for sure.
It was eventful. Sydney did a
Micah
great job.
rocked every single solo.
Yeah, man. That's what he does.
Even the girl ones.
Yeah, for real.
Especially the girl ones.
Yes.
So
He's a queen,
today's
too.
episode is
Princess.
going to be process versus perfection. And it's something we've been discussing this last week. But before we do that, we have to do the daily quote where I get how many seconds, Sydney?
9.13.
Oh, geez. Okay, let me make sure. Okay, I got to turn it over because it was wrong.
Yes.
I'm ready.
Mark's gonna time.
Tell me when. I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
Stop waiting
Stop.
for the right time. Success is a numbers game. The number of times you take a shot. Boom!
Oh,
Rock
look
that
at
sucker.
Look at
Did not mean to do that. That was meant to be, and it's on camera for everyone to see.
Yeah.
Hopefully that goes viral for everyone. I didn't mean to do that. That's kind of how things work. So today, process versus perfection. So let's unpack that a little bit. We're doing a show called Vikings on Broadway. And in Vikings on Broadway, we have a lot of high achieving students that have been trained.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a certain expectation, especially the seniors, the juniors, and now the sophomores. I've noticed the sophomores are definitely expecting a lot from us this year, I've noticed.
Yeah, they are.
They're a little bit more edgy when things are not lining up the way that...
They're perfectionists. Kind of. Yeah.
So what does that mean, Billy? To be perfectionist?
Well, they want things to be perfect immediately. Right now.
How many days do we have, Sid?
11?
11 days?
11 days.
Wow.
Wow.
So I would say
It's a lot of
today's
days.
rehearsal and yesterday's rehearsals went really well. But a number of times, in fact, yesterday I had a whole speech about it. I had to remind the students because I could tell they were getting a little edgy, a little irritated. Some of my seniors were getting a little irritated. Some of my juniors were getting irritated. Today,
It was me.
that was happening. Yep, Bree.
It was me.
Bree was getting a little irritated. So in process, the details really don't matter when we're in process of the project. The perfection of the details don't matter. The process of the flow of the event, the activity, the project that you're working on, that's the most important part. When we get stuck in the details, we lose momentum. And so that's what I was trying to tell the students yesterday is that we got to let this happen messy right now. We got to let this happen ugly and disastrous. And it must be that way right now. It's not about being perfect. Okay? Because in perfection, we're going to lose the emotional side of that. And then it doesn't mean anything.
And like, think about the people you see on social media. Like, I don't know about you guys, but me, the people that are like sharing their struggles, what they go through, and the ones that are just like real, that's where we are right now. We have to show that we're not perfect. We're in the process. And that's how I feel like some of us upperclassmen are doing. Like me, like I mess up the parts, but then I'm like, that was me. I'm going to fix it. And so I think it's just good to acknowledge the mistakes we're making now so we can teach them.
Mm-hmm. That was good, Sydnee. Bree, you have anything?
Well, it's just frustrating whenever people talk over you. And that's why I got frustrated today. Because you were trying to teach people how to dance in my song. And people would not shut up. And I said to stop talking 3 times. And it was just very frustrating and disrespectful. So that's why I got angry today.
Yeah. Well, and what's at stake, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the picture, the big picture is at stake. And that's the problem, is that people get not egocentric, selfish, because they want their part to be seen. They want their part to be known. They want their voice to be heard, which on stage, everybody's seen, no matter what.
Yeah.
Everybody's seen, no matter what. We use the mics to get everyone heard.
Mm-hmm.
But in this Process First Perfection podcast, Billy knows in the Vikings on Broadway scheme of things and the giant project that it is,
We're not perfect.
we're not perfect. And where are we in this project, in this process right now, Billy?
Where are we?
Yeah.
We're in the building phase, I think.
Mhm.
In the gluing. We're gluing all the Legos together.
Yep.
Sticking them
So
together.
for the viewers and the listeners, tell them kind of what we're gluing together right now.
We're gluing
The acting.
music.
Yeah.
That's right. Acting, dancing, blocking,
And the story.
and story,
Yeah. We're
narrative,
putting it all together.
all together.
And on stage. Like, we've been in the choir room just doing mainly singing. Now we're getting away from the music finally, and we're putting it all together. We're making magic.
That's right, we're making magic.
That's what
So
that was all the steps, right?
Let's let Aaliyah have the mic for a second, because she is new to this process.
Yeah,
How hard was it for you to let go of perfection?
really difficult because I understand now that VOB is kind of a difficult process of like trial and error and figuring out what works, and it's like it feels like you're crunching so much into such little time, and I know it all comes together at the end, but it's really difficult to see everything kind of fall apart before it comes together.
Mm. And Aaliyah, you know this being in shows before, because Aaliyah is a really good actress, that it has to fall apart.
It does.
Because I think when it falls apart, our lives, the projects that we're in, when things fall apart, that's when the champions of ourself turn up.
You have to break down to break through.
That's right, Aaliyah.
That is amazing.
Good phrase.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why does it take a catastrophe to start a revolution?
Oh,
Yeah, girl. So that's some of the lines from the closer of the show, Louder Than Words, Tick, Tick, Boom. And it's crazy because the words of that song, I spoke them, the whole thing yesterday at the end of the day, just to get them perspective, to give them perspective about how relevant the words are now. All right? So the story, the feeling is the most important part. Perfection to the audience on March 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th in Winfield High School Auditorium, to the audience, what they experience is going to be better than perfection. It's going to be an experience, an emotional journey that we take people on. So, if you get stuck in perfection, I encourage you to not give up and stay in the process, stay in the stress, stay in the anxiety, because on the other side of all of that is growth. But you must not judge yourself and try to be perfect. And that's today's episode. And I know that all of these people in here, we had to do a little breathing before we started today because we literally just got out of rehearsal. And thank you, Bree and Aaliyah and Sydnee and Mark and Billy and Josiah for helping me with this and doing this and helping these people out and maybe giving someone some encouragement that we don't have to be perfect. That life is the journey and it's the process. It's learning from the failure and the losses and building upon them. So, that being said, thank you guys for listening to the Voice by Matt podcast today. We love you, and we will talk to you next week.
Production team out.